1, 2, 3, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome, Deborah King Live. So glad you could be here for our Halloween show. Let's get started.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
The Spirit gave to me.
I'm gonna let it shine.
I said the Spirit gave to me.
I'm gonna let it shine.
The Spirit gave to me. Oh,
I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
each and every day,
I'm gonna let it shine.
I say each and every day,
I'm gonna let it shine.
each and every day,
I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
What a terrific way to start the day, and I'm so glad you could join us. And, let's all just close our eyes for a moment and bring in some higher guidance. This is the week, this is the week where we can really call for our ancestors, all those who went before us, who can guide us. The veil between the worlds is so thin at this time. As we approach the holiday season, the veil gets thinner and thinner. And if there's a beloved member of your family or your family tree, or perhaps some other tribe that you feel like you're a member of, this is the time to call on them and get their guidance. Just before you go to sleep at night, when you first wake up in the morning, just reach out to those spirits and figures, ascended masters, divinity, whatever works for you. Just call it in. Just join with me right now and intend for that temple of protection to just drop right over your shoulders. Beautiful. All right. Take a second here and introduce the band. We have Jack Lee on keyboard and Lois Mahalia over here on vocals.
Yay.
Go Lois, and J.B. White on bass and vocals, and Myron back here on vocals, and James, oh my God, James on drums and vocals. What a team, huh? What a team. So I want to introduce our next song. We've featured another song by Bonnie Logan just last show, and what a songwriter she is. This is one of her songs called Hey, It's Me, Lord. The lyrics are in the chat here at Facebook for you, and let's get started on it. It's a beautiful song.
Hey, it's me, Lord, can you hear me from so far? Hey, it's me, Lord, well, I'm frightened 'cause it's growing dark. Now I'm down here and I'm feeling all alone. Hey, it's me, Lord, can you help me get home? I'm calling out to you. I know you'll understand. Now I'm reaching for your steady hand. Well, this burden I've been hauling, it's so large. I've been slipping, I've been falling, now I'm awful tired. And this path that I've been climbing, it's so hard. Hey, it's me, Lord, are you there in the dark? I see a bright light ahead. Are you sending help my way? Did you hear me call? I can only pray. Well, I'm reaching for that bright light, 'cause I know you're with me, Lord. I can see, Lord. Take me home.
Wow, what a beautiful song. Thank you, Myron. And what a way to, start this season. This is a really great season. All right. Going to talk to you here in a second about this holiday, about Halloween. I'll head over there right now. So again, I just want to really welcome you, and I love sharing my home and my garden and the band. I love sharing all of this with you. Our amazing team here, our AV team, we got lots of people to bring this to you. It's a good sized production. I hope you're really enjoying it. So, I want to talk about Halloween. It's actually not a trivial holiday. It's kind of a big deal, and it was originally called All Hallows Eve, and it predates Christianity. That's the interesting thing. It originally was a whole series of holidays, 2 or 3 in a row, which we've all kind of gotten away from. But long before Christianity existed, the tribes that most of us came from, those of us who live in the U.S., so many of us have come from someplace in Western Europe, and we're all so blended now, so clearly we all have this in our genetic makeup. But the Celts and tribes in all of, like Germany, where Germany and France are now, they celebrated this holiday they called Samhain, and it was a big deal. It was October 31st, and it was the last day of October, and for them, of course, getting ready for the change of seasons. So they're worried about the beginning of winter, and it's hard for us to appreciate what that's like, right? We have heat, and so it's hard for us to wrap our heads around it. But to them, winter was very difficult. Last winter they probably lost, if not their partner, they might have lost a child or a sibling or a parent. People died from the cold, and it was very rugged, and we ran out of food every February, right? And when I was living in Nepal and in Tibet, I had a moment of experience with this where the people I was living with up above 16,000 feet, they had one, I'm kind of into clothes, okay, and they only had one outfit their entire adult life. I'm not kidding you, because I was there for months and months and came back a year later and they still had that same one outfit. That would have been hard for me. And they dug the women, frankly, did all the work, and they dug these little tiny potatoes, they were this big, out of the frozen ground and fed them to you because they were so gracious. And maybe if they were lucky once a week, they had a smidgen of milk from the cow or maybe one egg. Big treat, okay? And they all died in their 40s because it was so rugged, so rugged. I'll tell you about that whole experience on another day, but it really reminds me of what it must have been like for our forebears, right? Who would be gathered around at this time of year trying to figure out how to stay warm and how to have enough food. So it was this night that they were worried that spirits would rise up from their graves because they believed that people who died could come back. And, pretty scary thought, right? And that there was a passageway at this time of year that the dead could come back, and that Lord Samhain, he's kind of like a devil figure. He would be out there looking for people. So, people who would escape. So we have to ask ourselves, do we believe in spirits? And if you're like me, and you've made it through 8 seasons of Game of Thrones, with the White Walkers and the Whites, it was very believable, right? And probably not that far off from the way things were. So the Egyptians and the Mesopotamians, they of course were firm believers of other spirit worlds, and scientists attempt to explain it away, but in fact, in my opinion, these things are all very real. I've had too many experiences with students in sessions, and you all, when you come up on stage to talk to me, I've had information come to me from someone from another plane or another world, an ancestor perhaps, or maybe a member of your family you remember who's passed on, or sometimes it's guidance from a higher realm. So there is a way to communicate. There is a way to communicate with these other worlds. And that's what this week, if you go back in history, that's what this week is all about. This whole week of Halloween and the 2 holidays that go with it. So let's talk about trick-or-treating. You ask yourself, well, where did that come from? Well, before Christianity overlaid its beliefs, this is what they did. It was very smart. They took the new beliefs and they overlaid them on what they called pagan, what we would call indigenous traditions that were popular at the time, and they also used their holy temple areas so that the populace would feel comfortable about going there. They built their churches, you understand, right on top of the holy ground that the indigenous tribes were using, that they already knew was very spiritually tuned in, a special place. And when it came to trick-or-treat, the indigenous custom at this time of year, on this day of Halloween, was to go from door to door and ask for food in exchange for, when you came to the door, you were given a soul cake that helped someone who was deceased. That's the beginning of trick-or-treat. And they used to make these little sweet cakes with a cross on them, hot cross buns, which I remember my mother, God rest her soul, I remember her making them. They were very popular at this time of year. So I'd like to lead you on a meditation, and to do that, I want to suggest that you close your eyes, okay? And just want to kind of take you back in your cellular memory to a moment when we were all together at a night like this, okay, and put a bubble of really protective light around your whole experience. So, take your attention to your heart for a moment and visualize a stream of blue, gold, and pink light coming from above and just surrounding you, just encasing you in a bubble of light. Now, these are the colors of the threefold flame. The blue is the color of your will and the power of the divine, and of course the pink is your divine compassion and love, and purple is your wisdom. So these are all the ingredients that you need to come into unity with your own I am presence, your amazing divine presence. It's already inside of you. It's already inside of you. So come with me and let's go back to the Dark Ages, back to Celtic times. And still with your eyes closed, I want you to think what it would have been like. Now, we'd lost all of the wisdom that preceded that period of time. We no longer had access to the Vedas, for example, and we just had a little bit of knowledge in our own little village in the middle of the forest there. We were fairly restricted in the amount of knowledge we could have. We just knew that it was the festival of Samhain, and the air was chilly, and the pumpkins were ready, and we gave thanks for the abundance of the harvest, and we prayed for safety, safety throughout the winter. We were worried about the frigid cold, and we were worried about someone dying, worried about ourselves. And we didn't want Lord Samhain or any other wild spirit to take us this night when we felt we were at risk. And just think about it. It's pitch black and there is no electricity. So you can't take your iPhone, to see the way. And so you have a torch that you hope is lit, and all together we go and we go to a mountaintop and we cluster together for warmth and safety and protection, and we can hear the coyotes. I heard the coyotes last night actually here. We hear the coyotes, and we worry about our, maybe we have one sheep and one little cow, and we worry about them. And then we see some twinkling lights off in the distance. Just go with me and imagine that. See them out there past the trees, and the Druid priests are walking toward us now, and they're building this huge bonfire, and they come with their bagpipes and their harps, and all the villagers are here. We're all here together, and the head priest is he's carrying a big flaming stick, and he lights the bonfire. And this is a moment in time when we feel the safest. We just feel the safest. So we thank the priests for bringing us protection. And this is the moment you want to take something from your consciousness and throw it in the fire. Let me encourage you to do that right this moment. Something you no longer need that's holding you back, that could be creating darkness in you. Could be an old resentment, an old worry. Maybe you're obsessing over something like we all do. Just throw it into the fire. You don't need it anymore. Just let the flames carry it up for you, and take it out of your psyche, out of your personality. Just let it go. Beautiful. Now I want you to take a stick from the fire, and we'll take it home with us, and we'll light our own hearth, and keep us safe tonight and all nights throughout this whole winter season. All right, coming back to the present now. You can go ahead and open your eyes. And remember, we have all the gifts from the ancient cultures. They've all been recovered. We have the Vedic scriptures, and we have so much wisdom we can rely on. All right, let's head over and sing another song, okay? that I know you know and love. I want you to sing along with us. Lyrics are there in the chat.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage with the grapes of warmth restored. He has loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
I've seen them in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. I have built him an altar in the evening dews and damps. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men in his judgment seat. Be swift, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant, my feet, as God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free, while God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. His truth is marching on.
So I want to tell you all about the magical bones now. I'm going to head back over for that. Okay, let's get started. I want to tell you all about your magical bones, but you need to know a little bit of history first. So let's just back up a little bit, and we'll talk about next Monday, November 1st, okay, is they used to call it Hallow Mass or All Hallows, and it's a special day. It's a time for the, believers to connect with their saintly history, people that they believed were saints before them. Now, All Saints' Day had its origins way back in the 4th century. I want you to know this history. It's pretty interesting. There was an emperor named Phocas, and he was an emperor of the Roman Empire, and he gave the Parthenon in Rome to the Pope at the time, Pope Boniface, and he had all the pagan gods removed. Again, Christians, God love them at the time, they just sort of overtook the indigenous, customary around the world, right? They just overtook the indigenous people, and anyone who got killed at the time, they called a martyr. All right, that's the tip here. You got to know that it's a martyr. And they wanted to have this special day, and they finally moved it to November 1, where they would recognize martyrs, and that way they could push out and take over this festival of Samhain, October 31st. And when they turned the Parthenon into a church, all the bones of the martyrs were brought from their graves, and they called them relics. Now, here's the part you're really going to love. In the 1500s, a big opening, a hollow in the ground was discovered. And the guys were working in the vineyard, and they found this hollow, and it was full of bones, and I mean a lot of bones. And when they got in the hollow, they went to a catacomb where there were even more bones. And this underground chamber was just full of these skeletal remains that date way back to, a couple hundred years A.D. after death. And they found like almost between 500,000 and 750,000 skeletons. So that when the Catholic Church learned of this find, this is the part you'll be amused about, they appointed a bunch of psychics. That'd be like all the witches, right? That'd be us. And they sent them out in teams into the catacombs to identify which bones were most holy and which ones gave off a light, for example, if you thought you perceived a light. Isn't this interesting? Can't you just picture yourself on one of these teams right in the catacombs saying, well, that's a holy set of bones right there. And so they would take these ones that you identified, they'd take them out, and they would take them to the Vatican where the nuns would dress them in refined, cloth that had all been meticulously sewn with beautiful gold thread. You can picture it, right? And then they'd seal them in a glass case, and they would deliver it to a church. And when it came to your village, that was your protector. That was the bones that were assigned to you and became your town, official town protector. And if there was anything good that happened, like someone recovered miraculously from an illness or someone escaped an injury, they would attribute it to the benefactor, the protector whose bones were there. Now that's what leads us to having skeletons at Halloween. So here it is. Okay, now let's talk about bones have long been used to tell us about our own history. In my field of energy healing, I know for a fact that bones contain all your history. Your bones contain all of your history. Like the African tribes, they throw the bones for divination, and many tribes in South America do this too. The Chinese did it. Lots of people use bones. So bones can tell you about yourself. I want to lead you on a little exercise right now. I want you to take your wrist, just like I am, put your hand around it, okay, like this, and close your eyes for a minute, and ask yourself these questions. Do you sense anything here in your bone? Do you hear anything? Take a minute. What do you feel? Are you hearing a message? Your bones will speak to you. They will definitely speak. Your bones will definitely speak to me. And it's just amazing what you can learn from someone's bones. So, still with your eyes closed, I want you to, in your mind, gather some bones that you find out in the forest. Take just a second to do this. Maybe it's a bear's bones, for example. I saw a bear in my neighborhood this morning. They're very old, and now you have them, and you can use these bones to invoke the presence of your ancestors. Maybe you had an ancestor who was pretty intuitive, a great-grandmother you've heard about, or an aunt, or one who was maybe known as saintly. You can call upon that relative by throwing bones. So just hold the question in your mind and take those bones that you just discovered and just scatter them on the ground. And see if you see them there in your mind's eye. See if you get an answer. What is your bone telling you? What is your ancestor telling you? Okay, now we go into gratitude. We thank our ancestor or whoever gave us some information. And you can take the bones and put them on your internal altar, for example. All right, a lot about bones, huh? Magical bones. All right, let's go sing another song. This is a song that I know you guys know, so be sure to sing along with this. This is a really fun one.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, sisters, in his hands. He's got you and me, sisters, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole 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 wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
Fun, huh? This really is a lot of fun, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's that special time where I'm going to take calls on my red phone. Here's your chance to give me a call. Heading over there now. Well, I'm so glad you guys could join me today. Oh, try again. Hey, this is Deborah. Hi, Patty. Nice of you to call.
Really enjoying the show.
Great. How can I help you?
I'm wondering what do my bones have to say?
What a great question. Let me just drop in and really feel you. Do you have children, Patty?
No.
Uh-huh. There's a child somewhere in your field. Could be a neighbor child or a sibling's child. Are you around any children?
No, nope. I don't. Not around any trouble. But I have loads of nieces, nephews, and great nieces and nephews.
Well, one of them is asking for help from you. Can't tell you who it is.
Okay.
It's a girl.
And they're young.
Yeah, she's pretty young. Young as in under 18.
Yes. Okay.
Does she live? Do you have any nieces that live nearby or great nieces?
No.
You in touch with people via
Yeah,
Facebook?
but not regularly, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm being guided to tell you this, but it's pretty strong guidance.
And thank you very much.
Yeah,
I really appreciate
somebody
that.
in your family needs guidance from you.
Okay.
From you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for calling. Hope you're enjoying this fine fall weather with us. Nice little breeze just came up. This is just glorious, really. Hi, this is Deborah.
Hi, Deborah. This is Linda from Derby, Connecticut.
Hi, Linda. How can I help you?
So I've been feeling pretty grounded lately, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't seem to be getting past my sternum. And every time, like, this might sound silly, but like if I'm starting to feel good and something good happening, my will just shuts me down and I damn near panic. And I just don't understand what's happening.
What makes you think it's your will? Because it's in your mind?
Yeah, and I can feel like my back and my throat kind of close down, and then I start to have a hard time thinking that I'm breathing, but I can't breathe.
It feels a lot more like fear than will.
Yeah, it definitely feels fear.
And I think that you're hoping that your will shut it down, but that doesn't feel like it's going to work.
Yeah, it's not.
I would encourage you instead to kind of go into it and accept it as fear. I think you can work through it. Let's do it together.
Okay,
Shall we?
that would be helpful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm literally just breathing into it with you. Feels like fear of the future. Is that possible?
It's like when I get good things that are happening, I just am so afraid.
That they'll disappear.
Yeah.
That they're not real.
No.
Yeah. How about some affirmations? I think that might be really helpful. Talk about how safe you are, how secure. You're very secure.
I do tell myself that, and that it's just an illusion. Like, I can kind of calm myself down when I'm like, this is just an illusion.
The fear of the future is the illusion because we don't know what tomorrow is going to be.
Yeah, I do like to have control, too.
Don't we? Yes, we do.
It's just so scary. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just weird because I feel so grounded, and it just doesn't seem like that ground is coming up.
It's not coming up all the way. Do you have any pets?
I do. I have a cat, and dog, and a horse, and a pony.
Oh, let's talk horses. So I was always so envious of my horse because he lived just in the moment. Oh, they're so good at that, aren't they? They just don't. I know. And does he live on your property?
No, she's about 2 miles away from me.
We'll go over and stand next to her. Put your arms around her. And her energy will just pull yours right up from the, you'll merge with her. Just like you are with me right now, you can do that with your horse tomorrow. You just merge with her, and that groundedness will pull right up all the way up your field. See how grounded you are right now? You're very grounded, very present, and you're not in fear.
My whole body is still shaking.
Yeah, use your horse a lot for that. She'll be really good.
Okay, and she scares the shit out of me. She's her language, but
not to stand next to her, right?
Not to stand next to her, no.
And I'm not suggesting you get on her.
That doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate
You take
it.
care.
right, Deborah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. Hi, this is Deborah.
Hi, Deborah. This is Daniel.
Hi,
Calling in
Daniel.
from South Carolina. Thanks
Uh-huh.
for taking my call.
Yeah, absolutely. How can I help you?
Well, I've been having this moving target. I've had mucus my entire life, and I can't really figure out what it is. I've tried taking out different foods, and so I'm not 100% sure if it's food or if it's something greater than that. Is it connected with maybe the sleep apnea that I have? So I haven't really found the root cause yet. I was wondering if you could help me.
You feel, I'm going to go to Ayurveda here to glance at this, Daniel. You feel like you've got quite a bit of kapha. That's the earth quality. And earth people, people who have a lot of kapha, are very inclined to have this because they get more sort of clogged up, technical medical term. But you know what I mean, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking that there's an ointment. I can almost see it right now. And I think it'd be really helpful to you. It has a lot of menthol in it.
Menthol. And what is the ointment called?
I would look for any good holistic cream or ointment that's main ingredient is menthol. And you might try it first on your wrists and then maybe on your collarbone. And if everything goes well and it seems to be helpful, you try a little bit on your temples. And I think it'll really clear that for you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is...
nothing... Oh,
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say nothing deeper than that. You think it's just kind of the ointment?
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a deep problem. It's just your body type. It's literally your body type. And the more that you keep your lymph moving, the better this will be. And one of the best things for lymph, you feel young, am I right?
Yeah, I'm in mid-40s, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those little mini trampolines?
Yeah, like a rebounder.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be great for you.
Okay.
Because it pumps your lymph system, which is kind of hard to get moving. The other way to do it, of course, is swing your arms when you're walking, but if for you, a rebounder would be great, 4 or 5 minutes a day. It would really supercharge your lymph system. This feels just very physical. It's not like you have any spiritual issue. It's just your body type.
Okay.
And that cream will kind of help push it out.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I've noticed just real quick was that citrus was one of the things that really caused it, but, I guess I could look at the Ayurveda kapha type and look at that further.
Yeah, citrus doesn't feel real suitable for you. It's not for a lot of people. It's not uncommon to have trouble with citrus.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you called. Take care.
Yep, you too. Bye for now.
Just to think about the season for a moment, it is fall, and even here in Southern California, it's starting to be fall. But yet we want to, use more root vegetables this time of year. Warm soups, not much raw food. Oh, another caller. Hi, this is Deborah. How can I help you?
Well, hi, Deborah. This is Peggy from Illinois.
Hi, Peggy. How are you?
Well, I'm going to tell you in 2 seconds. I had an MRI that showed that I have had an asymptomatic stroke in my right brain stem, And now my carotid artery is 70% blocked, and I'm having more testing, but I don't have the results yet. And I'm just wondering if you have any suggestions for me.
What prompted the MRI if you were asymptomatic?
Because I was having sinus problems, and they did sinus MRI and the brain, and it showed up on the brain scan.
Mm-hmm. And how old do they think it is?
They didn't say. Because I asked if that could have been the fall that I had when I hit my head on the concrete last year, and they said no, it wasn't that. So I don't know when it was. They didn't say that.
So not that old. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how have you felt the past year in terms of like mental acuity?
Well, actually, I have a lot of brain fog that goes along with the allergy and stuff, but I cut out sugar, and I cut out some of the carbs, and my brain acuity got so much better.
Yeah, you sound good, Peggy, but I'm sensing some fog.
Well, there can be, but all I can say is it's better than it has been. You know, some days are like walking through sludge.
And what's the
But,
what's the recommendation? The medical recommendation?
Well, I have to see the doctor again. So right now I don't have any more recommendations. We have to see. They did a vessel test and a deep brain scan. So that's.
This was just in the last few days.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any clarity on where you would head from this. It doesn't feel necessarily like something that'll be treated.
Okay.
More like something that was observed. And I'll be interested to hear more.
Yeah.
You know, when you know more, but I'm not getting any big warning bells or anything.
Okay, about that 70% carotid artery, that's still okay at this point?
It's certainly not unusual.
Oh, okay.
You know, if you did a survey of people over a certain age, I think, I think you'd find an awful lot of people with a lot of blockages.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that, but that's, I have company in this realm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't, the main thing, Peggy, is not to go into fear.
Okay.
Just kind of take it a day at a time.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you called.
Yeah,
and
talking to you.
Yes,
Thanks.
and keep me posted.
Will do.
All right, you take
Thank
care.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, I think we have time for one more song, huh, you guys?
Yeah.
I want to talk about this song before we start singing it. So we're so lucky here to have Lois Mahalia with us and her incredibly prolific songwriting. This is one of her new songs, so we're pretty excited to share it with you, and you've got to sing along, okay? She'll lead you right into it.
Yeah. Here we go. Always try to remember, stretch and stay limber, love being alive. There's no way that you are losing if you keep moving, you're never behind. Oh no, don't you know love comes and it goes have fun, it's easily done. Woo! Yeah. Or do it, why are you waiting? Anticipate Open the door. Put one foot in front of the other. There will be another worth reaching for. Right? Oh, no. Don't you know love comes and it goes hand on. It's easily done. Yeah. Easily done. That's right. Ooh. Oh, no. Don't you know love comes and it goes. Oh, no. Don't you know love comes and it goes hand on. It's easily done. Yeah. Easily done. All right, here's a little something I want to teach you. We're going to sing the word easy, okay? And it goes something like this. Here we go. Easy. Easy. Oh. Okay, now it's your turn. It makes me laugh every time. Here we go. Easy. Easy. Oh. That's right. That's it. Let's try it again. Easy. Easy. Oh. Woo! We got one more. Come on, everybody. Easy. Easy.
What fun, Lois. What a kick.
Thank you.
Nice.
Hey, you guys, and we put the link to Lois's song and her website in the chat. So just before we close here, got to get the secret word of the day. It is golden doodle. It took me all morning, okay, to memorize that word and not mispronounce it. And the reason is because I'm looking for a golden doodle, okay? I'm looking. And be great if you came over to Instagram. You can follow me over there, and you can put the magic secret word in my Instagram post, the top one, and you can come win a prize. All right, we do have prizes. So my Instagram handle is at deborahking.com. No, sorry, deborahking.lifeforce. Okay, so and we posted it in Facebook for you because I can't remember it. All right, so great that you could spend time with us. We'll be here again next week, same time, same station. All new songs, a whole new topic for us to talk about and get together with, and we'll have our 888 number up and running by then. Okay, that's it. Love to see you again. In the meantime, you take care.
2, 3, 4.